A pretzel is a type of baked bread product made from dough most commonly shaped into a twisted knot. Pretzels originated in Europe, possibly among monasteries in the early Middle Ages. The traditional pretzel shape is a distinctive symmetrical looped form, with the ends of a long strip of dough intertwined and then twisted back into itself in a certain way. Pretzels now come in different shapes. Salt is the most common seasoning for pretzels, complementing the washing soda or light treatment that gives pretzels their traditional skin and flavor through the Maillard reaction. Other seasonings include sugars, chocolate, glazes, seeds, and/or nuts. History. There are numerous unreliable accounts regarding the origin of pretzels, as well as the origin of the name. Most presume that they have Christian backgrounds and were invented by European monks. According to legend, as cited by several sources, including The History of Science and Technology, by Brian Bunch and Alexander Hellemans, in 610 AD, an Italian monk invents pretzels as a reward to children who learn the prayers. He calls the strips of baked dough, folded to resemble arms crossing the chest, pretiola. However, there is no known historical evidence to verify this claim. An illustration from the 12th century Hortus Deliciarum from Alsace may be the earliest depiction of a pretzel. Another source locates the invention in a monastery in southern France. The looped pretzel may also be related to a Greek ring bread, derived from communion bread used in monasteries 1,000 years ago. In Germany there are stories that pretzels were the invention of desperate bakers held hostage by local dignitaries. Meyer's Conversations Lexicon from 1905 suspects the origin of pretzels in a ban of heathen baking traditions, such as in the form of a sun cross. At the Synod of Estinus in the year 743, the pretzel may have emerged as a substitute. The German name, Brezel, may derive also from Latin braciolus, or brachiola. The pretzel has been in use as an emblem of bakers and formerly their guilds in southern German areas since at least the 12th century. A 12th century illustration in the Hortus Deliciarum from the southwest German Alsace region may contain the earliest depiction of a pretzel. Within the Catholic Church, pretzels were regarded as having religious significance for both ingredients and shape. The knot shape has been claimed to represent hands in prayer. Pretzels made with a simple recipe using only flour and water could be eaten during Lent, when Christians were forbidden to eat eggs, lard, or dairy products such as milk and butter. As time passed, pretzels became associated with both Lent and Easter. Pretzels were hidden on Easter morning just as eggs are hidden today, and are particularly associated with Lent, fasting, and prayers before Easter. Like the holes in the hubs of round Swedish flatbread, the loops in pretzels may have served a practical purpose. Emblem of the Bakers' Guild. The pretzel has been in use as an emblem of bakers, here with two lions, in Görlitz, Germany. The emblem of the Bakers' Hattingen. Bakery emblem with a cut-in pretzel. Ravensburg. Pretzel with a crown. Royal Bakery emblem in Ribe, Denmark. Geography. Upper German-speaking regions. Pretzel baking has most firmly taken root in the region of Franconia and adjoining Upper German-speaking areas, and pretzels have been an integral part of German baking traditions for centuries. Lie pretzels are popular in southern Germany, Alsace, Austria and German-speaking Switzerland as a variety of bread, a side dish or a snack, and come in many local varieties. Almost every region and even city has its own way of baking them. Examples for pretzel names in various Upper German dialects are Breze, Brezel, Brezel, Brezgen, Bretzka, Bretzert, Brech, Kringle, Sil, Surly and Solzili. Baked for consumption on the same day, they are sold in every bakery and in special booths or stands in downtown streets. Often, they are sliced horizontally, buttered, and sold as butter Brezel, or come with slices of cold meats or cheese. Sesame, poppy, sunflower, pumpkin or caraway seeds, melted cheese and bacon bits are other popular toppings. Some bakeries offer pretzels made of different flours, such as whole wheat, rye or spelt. In Bavaria, lye pretzels accompany a main dish such as Weisswurst sausage. The same dough and baking procedure with lye and salt is used to make other kinds of lye pastry, lye rolls, buns, croissants and even loaves. Yet, in some parts of Bavaria, especially in Lower Bavaria, unglazed, white pretzels, sprinkled with salt and caraway seeds are still popular. Basically with the same ingredients, lye pretzels come in numerous local varieties. Sizes are usually similar. The main differences are the thickness of the dough, the content of fat and the degree of baking. Typical Swabian pretzels, for example, have very thin arms and a fat belly, with a split and a higher fat content. The thicker part makes it easier to slice them for the use of sandwiches. In Bavarian pretzels, the arms are left thicker so they do not bake to a crisp and contain very little fat. The pretzel shape is used for a variety of sweet pastries made of different types of dough with a variety of toppings. Around Christmas they can be made of soft gingerbread with chocolate coating. In southern Germany and adjoining German-speaking areas, pretzels have retained their original religious meanings and are still used in various traditions and festivals. In some areas, on January 1st, people give each other lightly sweetened yeast pretzels for good luck and good fortune. These New Year's pretzels are made in different sizes and can have a width of 50 centimeters and more. Sometimes children visit their godparents to fetch their New Year's pretzel. On May 1st, love-struck boys used to paint a pretzel on the doors of the adored. On the other hand, an upside-down pretzel would have been a sign of disgrace. Especially Catholic areas, such as Austria, Bavaria or some parts of Swabia, the Palm Pretzel is made for Palm Sunday celebrations. Sizes can range from 30 centimeters up to 1 meter and they can weigh up to 2.5 kilograms. An old tradition on Palm Sunday dating back to 1533 is the outdoor pretzel market in the Hungerbrunnen Valley near Heldenfingen. In the Rhineland region, sweet pretzels are made with pudding-filled loops. On Latte Sunday in Luxembourg, the fourth Sunday in Lent, there is a festival called Pretzel Sunday. Boys give their girlfriends pretzels or cakes in pretzel form. The size symbolizes how much he likes her. In return, if a girl wants to increase his attention, she will give him a decorated egg on Easter. The pretzel custom is reversed on Pretzel Sunday during leap years. This custom also still exists in some areas of the Swabian Alb. On the same occasion in Rhenish Hesse and the Palatinate, people have parades carrying big pretzels mounted on colorful decorated poles. Popular during Lent in Biberaccia, Lent pretzels, which are shortly boiled in water before baking and afterwards sprinkled with salt. Schlossberg is renowned for a 200-year-old speciality, the burger pretzel. Its texture and flavor resembles rusk or zwieback. A local story says that the recipe came from a grateful Napoleonic soldier in 1795, whose wounds were treated by a baker's family in the little town of Berg. The cultural importance of the pretzel for Berg is expressed by a monument in honor of the pretzel bakers, and by an 18 km hiking trail nearby called Pretzel Hiking Trail. A variety typical for Upper Franconia is the anise pretzel. The town of Eidenberg celebrates the pretzel weeks during the carnival season, when anise-flavored pretzels are served with special dishes such as cooked meat with horseradish or roast. In the city of Lübeck, the 500-year-old Guild of Boatmen on the Stecknitz Canal call their annual meetings in January Kringelhoja. The elaborate affair, with about 200 participants, is celebrated as a breakfast with beer, and includes Mass in the Lübeck Cathedral and a presentation of songs by a children's choir. In earlier times, the children were very poor, coming from an orphanage, and each received a kringel as a reward. Hence, the name Pretzelfjun was adopted, because this gift was considered a highlight. Today, the children come from schools, but they still get the pretzels. The city of Osnabrück celebrates the anniversary of the Peace of Westphalia and organizes an annual hobby horse race for grade 4 children. On finishing the race, they are presented with a sweet pretzel. In heraldry, the city seal of Norton dates from around 1550 and depicts two facing lions holding a pretzel at the center. The Lie pretzel is the theme for a number of festivals in Germany. The city of Speyer prides itself to be the pretzel town, and around the second weekend of July, from Friday to Tuesday, it holds an annual fun fair and festival called Brezel Fest, which is the largest beer festival in the Upper Rhine region, and attracts around 300,000 visitors. The festival includes a parade with over 100 bands, floats and clubs participating from the whole region, and 22,000 pretzels are thrown among the crowds. On the market square of Speyer, there is a fountain with a statue of a boy selling pretzels. The pretzel booths on the main street are permanently installed and were specially designed when the whole downtown area was redone for the 2000th anniversary. One-day pretzel fests and markets in other German towns are in Kirchhellen, a borough of Bottrop, or in Kornwestheim. In 2003 and 2004, peace pretzels were baked for a UNICEF charity event and other charity purposes in Munich. Instead of the typical pretzel loop, they were made in the similar shape of a peace symbol. Fasten Brezel. New Year's pretzel in a Stuttgart bakery. Pretzel from Berg, typically carried around the neck. Lorgan Brezel. Observe the cut. United States. In the late 18th century, Southern German and Swiss German immigrants introduced the pretzel to North America. The immigrants became known as the Pennsylvania Dutch, and in time, many handmade pretzel bakeries populated the central Pennsylvania countryside, and the pretzel's popularity spread. In the 20th century, soft pretzels became popular in other regions of the United States. Cities like Philadelphia, Chicago, and New York became renowned for their soft pretzels. The key to success was the introduction of the new mass production methods of the industrialized age, which increased the availability and quantity, and the opening up of multiple points of distribution at schools, convenience and grocery stores, and entertainment venues such as movie theaters, arenas, concert halls, and sports stadiums. Prior to that, street vendors used to sell pretzels on street corners in wood and glass enclosed cases. In particular, the S-shaped soft pretzel, often served with brown mustard, became iconic in Philadelphia and was established as a part of Philadelphia's cuisine for snacking at school, work, or home, and considered by most to be a quick meal. The average Philadelphian today consumes about 12 times as many pretzels as the national average. Pennsylvania today is the center of American pretzel production for both the hard crispy and the soft bread types of pretzels. Southeastern Pennsylvania, with its large population of German background, is considered the birthplace of the American pretzel industry, and many pretzel bakers are still located in the area. Pennsylvania produces 80% of the nation's pretzels. The annual United States pretzel industry is worth over $550 million. The average American consumes about 1.5 pounds of pretzels per year. The privately run Pretzel Museum opened in Philadelphia in 1993. In 2003, Pennsylvania Governor Ed Rendell declared April 26 National Pretzel Day, to acknowledge the importance of the pretzel to the state's history and economy. Philly Pretzel Factory stores offer a free pretzel to each customer on this day. Hard pretzels originated in the United States, where, in 1850, the Sturgis Bakery in Lititz, Pennsylvania, became the first commercial hard pretzel bakery. Snack food hard pretzels were shaped as sticks thick and 12 centimeters long, loops, braids, letters or little pretzels. They have become a popular snack in many countries around the world. A thicker variety of sticks can be 1 centimeter thick in the U.S. These are called Bavarian pretzels. Unlike the soft pretzels, these were durable when kept in an airtight environment and marketable in a variety of convenience stores. Large-scale production began in the first half of the 1900s, more so during 1930 to 1950. A prime example was in 1949, when highly innovative American Machine and Foundry Co. of New York City developed the Pretzel Bender, a new automatic crispy-style baked pretzel twisting machine that rolled and tied them at the rate of 50 a minute, more than twice as fast as skilled hand twisters could make them, and conveyed them through the baking and salting process. In Europe, snack food pretzels are usually sprinkled with salt, but also with sesame seed, poppy seed or cheese. In the US, they come in many varieties of flavors and coatings, such as yogurt, chocolate, strawberry, mustard, cheese and others. And chocolate-covered hard pretzels are popular around Christmas time and given as gifts. The variety of shapes and sizes became contest of imagination in the marketing of the pretzel's taste. During the 1900s, people in Philadelphia would use the small slender pretzel stick as a common accompaniment to ice cream or would crumble pretzels as a topping. This combination of cold sweet and salty taste was very popular for many years. Eventually this led to the development of an ice cream cone tasting like a pretzel. More recently Mars, Incorporated manufactures M&Ms with a small spherical pretzel covered in milk chocolate and candy coated in all of the standard M&Ms colors, called pretzel M&Ms. Soft pretzels are frequently sold in shopping malls, with notable chains including Auntie Anne's and Pretzel Maker, Pretzel Time, Pennsylvania. Milestones. 1800s Southern German and Swiss German immigrants who became known as the Pennsylvania Dutch introduced soft pretzels and pretzel bakery businesses. 1861 Sturgis Pretzel House in Lititz, Pennsylvania becomes the first commercial hard pretzel bakery in the United States. 1889 The Anderson Pretzel Factory in Lancaster, Pennsylvania is founded. Today it calls itself the world's largest, producing 65 tons of hard pretzels daily. 1935 The Reading Pretzel Machinery Company in Reading, Pennsylvania introduced the first automatic hard pretzel twisting machine. 1963 The largest soft pretzel of its time, weighing 40 pounds and measuring 5 feet across, is baked by Joseph Nacchio of the Federal Pretzel Baking Company for film It's a Mad World. 1978 The first machine-produced stamped-cut soft pretzel was innovated at Federal Pretzel Baking Company. 1993 The first Pretzel Museum of Soft Pretzels is opened in Philadelphia. A 7-minute film demonstration of championship hand twisting at 57 per minute and tasting were highlights. 2003 Pennsylvania Governor Ed Rendell declares April 26 National Pretzel Day to acknowledge the importance of the pretzel to the state's history and economy. Other U.S. cities Freeport, Illinois, which sits about 100 miles outside of Chicago, is another city known for its rich pretzel history. In 1869, a German immigrant named John Billebeck established the first Billebeck Bakery, which was known for selling German-style pretzels to complement the large number of breweries that existed in Freeport during this time. Prohibition eventually shut down the breweries, which led to the decline of pretzel sales in Freeport, but the city never lost its pretzel pride. For more than 100 years Freeport has been known as Pretzel City, USA. Their high school athletic mascot is the pretzel and the football stadium has been appropriately named Pretzel Field. In 2003, local citizens launched Freeport's first Pretzel Festival, which is a large community event where residents get together to celebrate the city's pretzel history. Contestants are chosen to be crowned Pretzel Prince and Princess, and a festival mascot by the name of Pretzel Bill dresses as a 6-foot-tall, walking, talking pretzel who hands out pretzels from floats and takes photos with the local festival goers. other countries, although not as popular as among German speakers and Americans. The looped pretzel is known in other European countries and in other countries around the world. In the Czech Republic, the pretzel is known as priklik, in Finland as Vajapůrenrinky, in Slovakia it is called praklik. The Spanish, French and Italians call it pretzel, Brezel or Brezel. The Dutch favor sweet variants called crackling. Norwegian and Danish call it a kringle, and the Swedish call it kringla. In Polish it is Pretzel, in Hungarian and Croatian it is perek, and in Serbian it is pereka. In Romania the pretzel is known as a variety of kovrigi, and it is a very popular fast food in urban areas and also as a holiday gift. Vajapůrenrinky, a pretzel from Vajapuri, Finland. Party food in Japan. Pretzel sticks called pretz. Pretzel salesman in Krakow. Pretzels in Strasbourg.